One thing that our clients have been asking us over the last year or so, especially, is how can we do more for less? And I think that's clearly one of the things that all our clients are looking out for. Everyone is trying to get better value out of the experience that they're getting. And for us as Everise, we see that as not a risk, but an opportunity. We are constantly on the innovation path. We want to do more, we want to do better, and we want to do it as efficiently as we can compared to our peers. And I see that as the way forward as we enter the digital age, that we can get this, we can really thrive in the digital world. And, through our investments that we've done in our tools, through the investments that we've done in our people, I think that will really drive the trend in the CX space. Gradually, we see clients wanting more outcome-based models. And I think the industry is moving towards that model, where the traditional industry model was more, billing per hour, billing per connect minute, billing per FTE. I think that's all going to change as companies want to drive what they pay for and tie that in relation to the outcome that they're getting. And I think that would be clearly a new driver for this industry, where we are increasingly wanting to align ourselves to our clients and ensuring that the outcome that we provide to them is the outcome that they desire. Clients generally don't want to outsource to too many parties. There's difficulty managing different vendors, managing different standards. That's just impossible to manage with a multi-pronged vendor approach. To succeed in this industry, what Everise has done, I think, very well, is that we provide various options across the world for our clients. We have, in North America, we have within the US options for English, Spanish language. We have alternative English and Spanish language location in Guatemala. We provide European language support out of Ireland. We do Asia support for all Asian languages out of Malaysia. And I think that captures the whole world within the geographic spread that we have. And based on my discussions and interactions with the client, that is something that they're really looking out for, because what they want is one vendor who can provide a consistent standard and quality, but yet gives them various options, both from a language perspective, skills perspective, as well as from a geographic perspective, various options for them to consider as part of their overall CX strategy. Everise is a company we've always believed in being innovative, and to a certain extent, we can be disruptive in a sense. It's just basically what we call disruptive innovation. A case in point, for example, we have a client who's looking for a CX option, and most companies would just offer various options, mainly around how many people can I put on this account, and then that would drive their revenue. But for Everise, we came up with a different strategy. We decided that we were going to offer a combination of people and digital. So we offer our own proprietary chatbot developed by our DX, and where we are able to lower the cost for our client by providing less headcount, but offering them the exact same amount of experience that they can offer to their customers using the proprietary chatbot that we developed. So I think on that forefront, I think we have been, clearly on the forefront of technology and be innovative with various options that we have. I would say that the best way for us to grow actually is not from finding new clients, getting a sales lead. It's actually more from our existing clients, because our existing clients, within their entire book of business, there's opportunity for growth. And from the referral network, I think that helps us really grow rapidly, because in the end, anybody can go out and find a lead, but our clients, because they are happy with our performance, they are the best reference point for us. And I think potential clients out there, once they speak to our clients and find out how well we've done for them, will naturally get interested in us. And I think that helps us to close deals much faster. What is value? Various people have different thinking behind what is value. For me, value that I learned actually from one of my previous bosses is basically experience divided by price. Very simply just breaking down value. So for us, to get better value out of anything that we do from an M&A perspective is either to drive down the price or to try to extract maximum experience. And from that perspective, we are very selective actually from how we position ourselves, how we look for targets, how we source for targets. I think we have a certain playbook that we abide by. We don't just buy revenue, for example. Every acquisition that we've done so far and every acquisition that we're going to do in the future has a certain strategy to it. I think we are looking at, for example, companies that can add digitalization to our book of business, to our internal processes. We're looking at companies strategically that have a book of business that complements our existing clients. We are looking at companies that have a different geographic spread than us who can give further options to our clients. So I think those are all factors that determine whether they are potential targets for acquisition. And generally, value really comes from the synergy between Everise and every other target that we acquire. I think many people have a perception that digital transformation is about technology. It's about the best-in-class software. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think the best or the way to be a truly digital company is first you have to transform your culture and your people. You can have the best software out there, you can pay for it, but if nobody's using it or nobody's using it right, then you're not a digital company. So I think in terms of the investment that we are intending to make, of course, we'll get the best technology out there, but it's more about investing in our people, getting them equipped in the digital age. And I think that will give you the best bang for the buck in that sense. Risk is a core part of any business. For a company to thrive, you have to assess your risk. We assess our returns on a risk-adjusted basis, which means it's not just the absolute return, but we have to assess the risks in doing any deal or opportunity that we execute. For us, we are setting up a comprehensive risk management framework encompassing both legal, statutory, as well as business risks. And I think this is essential going forward. It's helped us along the way, but I think there's room to do more. We'll have to obviously be a lot more proactive in assessing risks. And there are new risks coming up every day. COVID was something that no risk register, I think, would ever have been able to prepare for. But that's how we have to operate as a company. We have to think out of the box. We have to prepare ourselves for any risks. We have to assess every opportunity through the eyes and lenses of a risk person and ensure that we don't compromise while searching for profits, that we don't compromise the stability and the profitability of this organization. One key thing that we've pointed out is how can we be better and more efficient at doing the things that we do. Because what we want to do is to grow this organization and without necessarily incurring the same level of overheads that we have in the past. And that's a function of getting our people trained, getting them equipped to run a much larger organization, and investing in the right tools to be able to help them do their jobs. For us, it's about that investment in the tools and investment in the people's training. I think will reap huge benefits as we grow, because what's going to happen is that the cost is going to come down as a percentage of your top line, and that will help us be more efficient. That will help us from a margin standpoint, and that will help us truly be at the forefront or in terms of profitability among our peers. This is an art, I would say. There's no science behind it. I wouldn't say that all the bets we've taken have been perfect. We may have certainly passed on opportunities that turn out to be much better than we thought. But of course, we try our best to make sure that we arrive at a conclusion that we can stand behind on. I think for us, clearly looking at the risks of a project and ensuring that the risks can be managed, or if they cannot be managed, how can they be reduced, certainly helps us to make a decision. But in the end, there is no kind of hard and fast rule, unfortunately, to this. It's a matter of the consolidated experience we have among the leadership, how we feel towards certain projects, what, based on our collective experience, what that tells us about certain things that we do or don't do. And I think that has helped us, decide, especially on whether to pursue certain targets or to drop them. I think it's important for us to grow as the world changes. The way the finance has evolved over the years, I mean, we've been talking about bots taking over the finance function for a long time. It hasn't quite happened. Is it going to happen in the future? Maybe yes, maybe no. I mean, it's impossible to predict that. But I think as someone who's been in the finance industry long enough, we always have to prepare for this. And the way to prepare for that is to ensure that we are doing the things that the bots certainly cannot do. The bots are good at base level work, but when it comes to complicated value added work, I think it will be some time before the bots can do that. So right now for us in the finance function, I think it's important that we continue to upskill ourselves, continue to train ourselves, continue to get equipped on the latest technologies out there and be that value driver to the organization, to be someone or something that the bot cannot replace. 2021 is going to be a year as we step away from 2020 and the horrifying impacts of COVID. I think this will be a year of recovery. The vaccine is one game changer. How fast the vaccine is rolled out to countries across the world, how fast countries adopt the vaccine, how fast we can resume travel, how quickly can we get back to a business as usual model. I think all that is going to drive general economy, including the financial markets. It's going to be a great year, I feel, as we recover, because I think the recovery is going to be so much stronger, and it will push the greater economy towards a new height. In 5 years' time, we're definitely going to be at least $1 billion in revenue. I'm very sure of it. I think in 5 years' time, I expect Everise to be among the top three CX players in the world. We'll be a internationally known brand. We'll be partnering with the best companies. We'll be at the forefront of every leading technology. That's where I see Everise in the next 5 years.
We are Everise.